Hello and welcome to Life Logs, where every video is a brand new journey into captivating stories. Let's embark on this adventure. Weekend golf outings were meant to be our sanctuary, a chance for my husband, John, and me to enjoy each other's company and escape from the everyday grind. It all began one sunny Saturday morning. John had invited me to join him for a golf game, a rare occurrence in our marriage. The sun's gentle warmth, the lush greenery, and the anticipation of a great game made it hard to resist. As we arrived at the club, I noticed that John seemed unusually enthusiastic, his eyes sparkling with an almost childlike anticipation. He had mentioned a new caddy, Lily, who had recently joined the club. She had been the talk of our group, and her charming and friendly demeanor had captured everyone's attention. The day started as planned, with our competitive banter and good-natured teasing creating an air of excitement. I had played golf occasionally, so I was excited to be part of a more experienced golfers' league. However, my early enthusiasm soon gave way to a peculiar feeling. John and Lily seemed to share an undeniable camaraderie, as if they had known each other for years. Their laughter was louder, their conversations more animated, and they even had cute little nicknames for each other. John was Birdie, and Lily was Ace. It was strange, to say the least. At first, I thought I was being paranoid, but as the day went on, their closeness became hard to ignore. It was as if I were the third wheel on a date rather than the player in a family golf game. As we reached the ninth hole, something peculiar happened. John and Lily's game had improved dramatically, while my performance had taken a nosedive. It was as if they had some secret connection, an unspoken understanding of each other's abilities. Intrigued and increasingly suspicious, I decided to investigate further. As John lined up a putt, I wandered away, pretending to search for my lost ball. What I found was far more interesting, a note hidden in the rough grass, with just one word, 7 p.m. My heart raced. What could 7 p.m. mean? I didn't have to wait long to find out. As we finished our game and returned our clubs, John casually mentioned, "Lily invited us for dinner at 7 p.m. tonight." What do you say? I was taken aback. Lily's invitation was clearly intended for John, not the two of us. An uneasy feeling gnawed at my gut. John had barely known her for a few hours, yet he seemed all too eager to accept. It was at that moment I realized I had stumbled onto something far more complex than a simple golf game. My husband's mysterious connection with Lily was unsettling, to say the least. The dinner invitation made it apparent that their relationship extended beyond the golf course. Lily was more than just a caddy, she had become his confidant. Back home, I grappled with a mixture of emotions, anger, insecurity, and curiosity. What was the nature of John and Lily's connection? And how did they become so close in such a short time? As the clock ticked closer to 7 p.m., I couldn't ignore the fact that my husband was about to embark on a secret dinner date with a mysterious caddy. My own feelings of frustration, neglect, and jealousy wrestled within me. Why had he never been this enthusiastic about our own dates? As 7 p.m. approached, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. The air was thick with tension as John got ready for his dinner date with Lily. He seemed excited, his eyes sparkling, but the same couldn't be said for me. My thoughts raced as I struggled to understand the nature of their relationship. What had transpired during their golf game that had led to this secret rendezvous? Before leaving, John tried to reassure me. "Honey, this is just a casual dinner with a friend. It's not a big deal," he said, trying to downplay the situation. But I couldn't help but feel like I was being left in the dark, excluded from something that seemed deeply personal to John. Once he left, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I had to know the truth about John and Lily. I grabbed my phone and sent a quick message to my best friend, Sarah, who had recently experienced her own relationship turmoil. I needed advice, and I knew she'd be there to support me. Sarah's response was immediate. "Spy on them," she suggested, adding a few laughing emojis. As absurd as it seemed, I considered her advice. If there was ever a time to indulge my curiosity, it was now. Determined to get answers, I put on my best spy outfit, a pair of oversized sunglasses, a hat, and a magazine. I decided to visit the restaurant where John and Lily were having dinner. I took a seat at a discreet corner table, praying they wouldn't recognize me. The restaurant was dimly lit, filled with soft music and the clinking of glasses. I scanned the room and finally spotted them. John and Lily were engrossed in conversation, laughing and sharing stories as if they were old friends. My heart ached as I watched them, wondering how my husband could have formed such a strong connection with a stranger in such a short time. Throughout dinner, they seemed inseparable, sharing appetizers, sipping wine, and stealing glances at each other. My stomach churned with jealousy, and I fought the urge to confront them. But I knew that I needed solid evidence before jumping to any conclusions. To my relief, their dinner didn't escalate into a passionate affair. As the evening wore on, they settled their bill, exchanged warm goodbyes, and parted ways. It seemed that my husband's secretive relationship with Lily hadn't taken a romantic turn, at least not during that dinner. With bated breath, I tracked John's movements as he left the restaurant and drove back home. He was oblivious to my detective work. He arrived home, appearing relaxed and content. I decided to confront him and finally get the answers I needed. John's initial surprise was evident when he walked through the door, finding me waiting up for him. I couldn't hide the intensity of my emotions any longer. "John, we need to talk," I said firmly, my voice quivering with a mix of anger and hurt. John's face turned pale when I uttered those words, knowing that I had uncovered his secret. "Talk about what?" he stammered, feigning innocence. But there was no escaping the truth now. I took a deep breath and went straight to the point. "I saw you with Lily," I said. "I watched you two during your dinner date. It's time to be honest with me." John's shoulders slumped, and he finally let out a sigh. "I can explain," he began, but I wasn't going to let him off the hook that easily. "You better start talking, John," I demanded. My heart was pounding, and my voice was steady with determination. John confessed, revealing that he had developed a close friendship with Lily, the caddy. They connected over their shared love for golf and gradually began spending more time together, not as lovers, but as friends who shared their dreams, aspirations, and even their frustrations with life. He explained that he'd kept it a secret because he feared my reaction, especially after my initial reaction to his golf weekend. He assured me that their relationship hadn't crossed any boundaries, and he hadn't been unfaithful. I couldn't deny the sincerity in John's eyes as he spoke. I realized that perhaps I'd let my insecurities and jealousy run wild. They were just friends, as he claimed. Our marriage meant more to him than anything else. I was relieved and ashamed at the same time. John's apology was sincere, and he promised to be more open with me in the future. We decided to communicate better, to ensure that trust remained the cornerstone of our relationship. As time passed, Lily became a friend to both of us. The three of us even went golfing together, sharing laughs and creating new memories. My relationship with John grew stronger, and we learned to navigate challenges together. While our marriage had hit a rough patch, this experience served as a turning point. We realized the importance of trust, communication, and addressing our insecurities head-on. Golf, once a source of jealousy, had become a bonding activity for us. And so, John's mysterious golf outings with Lily didn't end in heartbreak, but rather in a stronger, more resilient marriage. We had learned that sometimes, secrets were kept for the right reasons, and the trust between us was stronger than ever.